Bendy's Beast Feast. Meet with me. Welcome to the show!
Welcome along to Bendy's Beast Feast. Today we've got a really special meet with me. Not just one interview, we have 3 today. But first of all, we've got King Kraken.
Woo!
Yay! How are we doing, lads?
Excellent, Kraken.
Yeah?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Yeah, really good, thanks.
good.
Really good.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for
Well, you're in our neck of the woods, aren't you?
I know.
This is how we do it.
It's the Welsh takeover.
It is, yeah.
Welcome to the jungle.
Yeah. That's just Ponty.
Sorry, I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
So, we're coming off the back of a little gig last night, aren't we?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was brilliant, to be honest. The room was rammed. They were out of the room in the corridor watching us. We played the Guildhall down in Portsmouth, the Takedown Festival.
Nice.
Really good. Yeah, good response, good reception. Couldn't want for anything more, really. It was top notch, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it organised well?
Really well, actually, wasn't it? Really
Excellent.
well. Yeah,
Excellent.
it's some fantastic sausage rolls. Which
That's
they're
yeah.
vegan, so
That's a winner, yeah.
I thought they were vegan, right? Because on the packet they said vegan sausage roll.
That's the giveaway.
Generally, they were massive. Really full, honestly.
It's a way to a band's heart. It's a good sausage roll.
Yeah.
Sex, drugs, and sausage roll.
Was there any bands on there that you were like fans of?
I quite like, I mean, growing up in rock and especially in the 90s, I was quite a fan of Therapy and the Wild Lads.
Well, yeah.
We played last night.
Nice.
So I quite enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
I think the really cool thing was the dedication to Phil Campbell, wasn't it?
Oh, that was quite emotional, actually.
Yeah, it was.
They had this thing, they make a minute with a noise.
Right, okay, yeah.
I would count down.
I love that, like the opposite of a minute silence.
Yeah.
And everybody
Yeah.
made as much noise as possible, so 5, and
Yeah.
and everyone was getting ready and rumble. And as soon as it hit, a big video display.
Lush.
Oh, that's amazing.
And show footage of Phil, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
We played his last 2 gigs with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played the last 2 UK.
Yeah.
That's quite a privilege, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Quite a privilege.
Yeah.
Did you have any indication at that point that he wasn't?
No, not at all.
particularly
No.
Not at all. No, not at all.
No,
Well, we got how many gigs? We meant to have 3 gigs within this year.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It was really sad. It
Very
was.
sad.
yeah, it was very unexpected.
I've been fortunate enough. I've seen them a few times now playing live, and they can't off belt out some sounds. It's quite incredible.
I went to see Motorhead like every year for my birthday in my 20s for like probably like I think like 9-10 years. We played in Cardiff on my birthday in November. I just go see them every single year. Yeah. But like it's part of everybody's diet growing up, and you know what I mean, like musical diet.
I think what we found is I've been lucky enough to be on both sides of like the being someone in the crowd, someone on the stage. Now doing this with the food, you find that because everyone knows how hard it is.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that you haven't just rocked up and just been like, yeah, cool. But like they know the dedication, the time it takes. Whether you're playing an instrument, whether you're learning to do something. I think that you have like just instant legends everywhere you go. Like you find it like no matter what, you could be I see it on like a Metal Hammer all the time. Like it might be a band that I've heard of, but it'd be like their first ever guitarist has passed away, and there's the amount of love that comes in for it. Because again, everyone knows what you've been through, where you were. They remember parts of it, and you're like 100%. In these people's lives, whether it's for a second or for that one show.
Yeah.
And I think you can there's not many jobs that can do that for you.
No.
100%.
It's
what it's like to learn the trade.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
All the effort that goes into it.
Yeah, yeah.
Before you get on stage or
And
before you
exactly. I think it's the
get to
unknown
Euro.
stuff. Like
Yeah,
it's all
yeah,
and the internet's great. And I think what's funny at the moment is, I don't know if you've seen them, but it's these like band practice videos where they're like, dude, we've got a show. It's £5 on the door. We get 50p for every person who comes in. Over 50 people. Like, where is it? Oh, it's 4.5 hours away. We get no petrol money. Like, and I'm just like, this is everyone's still so excited, and I'm like, God, that is so real because
It is though, it is.
and it's the industry where like you probably do the most and get the least. So the people on stage are doing it for the love of the game.
But I also think it's far more valuable, as in like you might get the least, but it's you
feel
get
the
your
most.
Rewards in other places.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like like the feeling now you get coming off stage.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, totally. You could have had the worst day.
Yeah,
But that
exactly.
half hour, 45 minutes, hour set, you come off and you're literally on top of the world.
Sky high, like,
Yeah. Whether there's 2 people or 200 or 2,000, you still have that, you know.
We played Stoned last August, and it literally took Adam months to come
He's still
down
on it.
from
He did float in. I did see him.
Right, so like
Tell them the story.
tell them the story, but go on.
It's not a story. It's
life.
It's a real thing. I'll tell you with 2 mics. Right?
Get both sounds.
When we played Stone Dead, it was such a buzz playing that, right? That like we didn't play a gig for just over a month after, and it took the entire month to acclimatise to the thing where like you've got to work, and I'm not even joking now. Right? I had to live this, right?
Yeah.
You've got to work or just like do anything. Like I'd be stood in my kitchen and boil a kettle, right, and it just boiled. And I was waiting for applause.
Anyone?
That's what it's like. I was explaining this to a lady yesterday, right? So she said, we're playing Chepstow Castle in August, right? And she was like, I'll do this. So I said, right, let's practice something. Right? So I'll put my hand up and you clap, right? So we did it a couple of times. It's easy to see how people
It can get to you.
in a good way and a bad way.
Yeah. Totally.
We've like developed a little bit of an entourage now, and like it's like you'll be walking around, right, and like say you come up to me, right, and you're like, oh, that was excellent, man, I have a plectrum, right, and I was walking around Stone Dead with this guy called Vase, right, and he was just stood behind me with plectrums.
Plectrum in. Done.
Literally like this.
It's that God complex. No wonder that if you get treated like that every single day, that one day that it doesn't happen, you're like,
What's going on?
like, what's happening? Where's my drink?
It's very, it just brings the point that it's very important to not forget where you come from.
Oh yeah, 100%, yeah. When you
It's either important to not forget where you come from, right, or just to stay there.
2 days after Stone Dead, I went to Aberafon, right, and we were sitting on the beach in like a water park, right, and I was like, how did I get here? Like, what's happening? Like, you know what I mean? But just like, this it's really weird, like, but yeah, it does take quite a while to come down from shows.
No, it's like last night. We played a gig, right? Watched some more bands, right? We did. Like yesterday was a good gig. It wasn't Stone Dead, but it was a good gig, right? And like drove back home thinking, yeah, that was a cool gig. Up until 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever. And I got up this morning, and before I came in, I cleaned my bathroom. I'm in the bathroom cleaning it, and I'm thinking, like, this
Why am I
is
doing
juxtaposition. Like, it's not even. I don't expect anybody else to do it.
are you like wiping the and you go, just doing it yourself, like.
I just feel sorry for his girlfriend and his daughter who have to clap back then.
You're welcome.
He just keeps walking in and out the room and again. And again.
Encore. Definitely.
See, we were talking with Harry actually a little while back about getting youth of today into gigs, because it seems to be, especially within metal, rock, anything like that, there seems to be a very certain demographic of people that are turning up to them. And I think, how would you go about combating getting the youth into gigs? Because you're stuck in that cycle. You want the youth to come, but you need to put the prices down so they can afford to come, but you've still got to maintain a certain level. How would you sort of go about that?
Do you know what? Yesterday, right, I hadn't even thought about this, right? Wasn't there a surprising amount of young people there?
There was, absolutely.
Because I'm sick of playing the codgers, right? It is tedious, isn't it? I don't want to play to people that are like 55, really. Like, you know, because it's like...
Oh, that's Mark of the band.
you can't inspire...
Yeah.
It's because you can't inspire an old person, can you? Like,
The thing is, they got the money.
Yeah, but
That's
yeah,
the problem.
that's
They're
the
the
trouble.
ones. They're the ones who are buying records.
like a
They're the
similar-
ones that are buying the
Yeah.
the hoodie at the end. You know.
It's like the way that like you get old people driving around in, you know, Aston Martins and Ferraris.
Yeah, they've had their life history.
Yeah.
They've got their
Yeah.
money. So yeah.
It's a difficult question, really, isn't it? Because, like, especially with today's sort of society, you know, everything online and all the rest of it, it's difficult, isn't it? You know, it's...
Yeah, but you find that a lot of shows that we are involved in, the ticket prices aren't even that high, and you know.
Well, you say that, but would you pay the money that it costs to go to one of our gigs to go to our gig if we weren't playing it? Because I wouldn't pay.
That is the thing, though, isn't it?
You know, I wouldn't pay 30 quid to go to Patriot.
Yeah,
No way.
yeah.
No,
And I'm in a band.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't pay 30 quid to walk.
Yeah, no, I found the same, you know, myself, where I was almost a gig snob, where I wouldn't want to be in the crowd, I want to be on stage, because I got so used to it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, why?
Oh,
And then
a big snob though. That's
no, I think
it's
that
difficult though, isn't it?
Yeah, no, for me, because I was just like, you know, my mate would play, and they would invite me, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm genuinely busy, or like I didn't want to, or whatever, and then I'm like, God, but I'm asking for them. I'm like, but then it almost comes tit for tat then, where you're like, I'll come to you if you come to me, and then you end up just having the same people there all the time.
There's something very valuable with that, though, about like asking yourself what are you worth. Or,
No,
Yeah.
totally.
I mean, like, you know,
And that's what takes the
going
longest.
away from the question. I know.
I think that's the important thing about staying humble. Anybody that comes to the door to our gig, I'm grateful for.
Yeah, totally.
If they're 15 or 55, I don't care.
Yeah.
And you find that at our gigs, more often than not, it's the 55-year-olds that are bringing their kids, bringing their grandkids.
Yeah,
along.
totally. So you got a new
Yeah.
generation
and
of.
that's where young kids are coming from.
And I think that's it. It's kind of, I remember, I bring it up because I was having this discussion with Bev the other day. I remember a time when I used to go down to Andy's Records in Rugeley, and every Friday and Saturday night I'd go to the Red Rose Theatre to watch bands play. I was in bands, I'd play in bands, and then the rest of the time we'd go and watch bands. Now we used to physically walk down to Andy's Records to buy our ticket. It was a paper ticket every single time,
Yeah.
and it was a £5. And
Yeah.
you'd save up your pocket money or whatever, and I was going from 14, and that was it. So I think there needs to almost be sort of a concessions for younger people. A lot of gigs now are under 14 and over, so maybe bring the prices down, because it's bringing.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
18 and under or whatever, you know, under 18s. Cheaper tickets.
Yeah.
I think what you were saying earlier with like it's so attainable online is, and I might get a bit of hate from this, but not from you guys, but you could go into Cardiff tonight, and there's 6 pubs with bands on.
Yeah.
They're either playing covers because that's what gets the money.
Yeah.
They're probably, these cover artists are getting way more.
Yeah.
I'd say 100 times more than a genuine band.
Always have.
Yeah, always have, always will.
Well,
And it's
Mark,
like,
Mark used to play in
I was 12 years in a classic rock covers band.
yeah, and that's what works for them. They've done their bit. They're like, right, cool. This is what gets paid, so you do it. But I think I've done a lot of European gigs, and they have one band every 4 months. So every single person in that town is going.
Yeah.
So like, I think we've made it too accessible. Where you go, we're not going to go tonight. We'll go tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a
We'll go
good-
the next day. We'll go the next day. It could be a Monday. Someone in O'Neill's is going to be there.
See, I
They're
think-
playing that, you know.
I think this has improved since COVID, right? Because obviously, again, people are not going to like this, right? But basically, COVID hit, and a lot of venues shut, didn't they?
Yeah.
Right? But that's a good thing for people that want to play music. People saw it as a negative, but it's not, is it? It's a good thing, right?
Yeah,
If you're, and there are less bands than there used to be as well, which is
Yeah.
also a good thing if you stuck it out.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you, like, there's less competition, isn't it? Right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like, there's no point in going and playing a gig if there's 5 other gigs happening in a mile, is it?
Yeah.
Because then you're fighting, and like we were saying on the way, right, that one of the other things that goes on with gigs is if you play a gig to a full room, that's cool, right? But what stood out about yesterday, apart from the fact there were quite a lot of younger people there, yesterday we played to a room full of people, and I reckon 90% of them had never seen us.
Yeah.
Which is, it's cool playing to people that know you,
Yeah.
but you're not actually gaining anything, you're just having a good time.
Yeah, yeah.
So, going to the thing about prices though, the tricky thing is, so like, we sell records and we sell t-shirts, right? So, we're selling records that cost more than famous albums,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So, what gives us the right to do that? Right?
Yeah.
Why is our music worth 30 quid?
Yeah.
Now you could say it's not because we're not selling that much of it, right? But
Yeah.
like it's not. If you can buy a million selling album for 20 quid,
Yeah,
why are we selling it for 10 quid?
Yeah, because the amount that goes into it, and that's
Yeah.
what people don't. I think that's the education side
Yeah.
of what people don't understand.
But then the flip
It's,
side of that is your thing where you're like, oh yeah, we're going to make nothing for this gig. It's going to cost us £5,000, but we'll go and play it anyway, right?
Yeah.
There's no easy answer to this.
no.
No.
It isn't.
And like I said, you do it for the love. Like if people go like, oh, how much do you make on this? No one makes any money
Yeah.
in that industry at all.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it even at we were never at a big level at all. But we were doing shows in London, 2,000 people capacity, and you'd make just enough. You would have to hope. We'd be like, hey, can we stay on anyone's sofa tonight? Because otherwise we would just be in the van, or I'd have to drive back, or whatever. So you would do
That's
it
what we
big
do.
shows, but you were
That's what we do a
still
lot of, is
really struggling.
Anywhere within 4 hours, we just drive back.
Yeah.
Yes, and you
It's
just do it for the
it's
love,
not
and people
worth-
don't get that.
It's not worth paying for a hotel.
Yeah,
yeah.
To
Oh no, I know.
Well, it's not just that.
We've driven back from Glasgow.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
The other reason we do it is because you've got the next day then.
We've got
Be with
Yeah.
your child. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And again, but no one sees that. No one sees all that kind of stuff.
no,
Like,
exactly,
hey,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
people will go, "Well, that's your choice to do that."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "But it's not. It's you've got to do it for the love. You've got to do something that that drives you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everyone's just going to be doing nothing."
100%.
But
know.
here's a question for you then. Let's flip it around, right? We'll ask you a question now.
Okay.
I'll ask you a question. Covers bands, right?
Yeah.
Right. Let's agree they're a bad thing. Right.
I have a say on this.
Absolutely not.
No. Let's go with this. Right.
Okay, yeah.
They're a bad thing, right?
Are you on about pub cover bands?
Can-
or
can I just-
dedicated cover
No,
bands?
not tribute acts. That's a worse thing. That is.
I was about to say the same.
Covers bands, all right. They're a problem, right? But whose fault are they, right?
It's the customer.
They'd rather listen to Sex on Fire played wrong.
Don't get me wrong.
Watching a band.
They can walk into a pub, pay nothing to get in, and have music on tap for them for a couple.
And they're getting paid.
Watching,
And the band are getting paid no matter who.
watching an originals
Is there-
band play their own material, and then the crowd go absolutely nuts when they play a cover is heartbreaking.
Because if you're going to do the tribute thing as well, then right, it's like kind of like the ones that let's say they're dead, right? So if you are dead or just not playing, right? So like the bootleg Beatles or something.
Yeah,
like that,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you've seen, I've seen those at Glastonbury, right? And to be fair to them, right, they're probably better than the Beatles were, right? They
Yeah.
probably put on a better show than the Beatles, right? So it's like I still disagree with it, right? But I'll take that. But when you see like someone doing like a Queen tribute, right? And
Yeah.
it's like the guy who's playing a guitar and it's not even the right guitar and he's singing as well. And
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah, yeah.
What is this? Like,
Yeah.
But
so
people,
like,
because
white
they're drunk
guy
enough, will
playing
love it
Hendrix,
because they
like,
know all the words. They know what's coming next. They know what, it's
That is the problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
right, so somebody had with us and they said, who'd be the dictator in the band? And they all said me. Right? And I said, yeah, I'll take that. Right? And then the girl said,
Was it dictator or dictator?
I want to be Mark. But the girl said, what's the first thing you'd implement? And I was like, minimum speed limits, right? But I've just realised, like, I remember that second, the first thing I'd do is, right, original music only.
Yeah, totally.
So speaking of original music, moving on swiftly, you have got new music coming out.
We have.
We have.
We have indeed. We
Can't
have
wait
got
to get out there.
April the 17th. We've got a single called Call to War coming.
Okay.
And it's a cover of Ballymun.
In the style of Michael Bublé.
It's
Yeah.
nothing to do with the Iran war. It's actually to do with
War of the Worlds.
Right,
H.G.
okay.
Wells.
Yeah,
I
okay.
just love all that shit.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
You excited for this one?
can't wait. We played it last night actually. It went
Oh.
really well.
Excellent.
Yeah, we played it twice now, haven't we?
Yeah.
We played it first and second yesterday. And it was,
It's gone down well twice, so it should be alright.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to be back. We've had like 4 months off,
Yeah.
and then this like the first gig was last week, second week, last night, and then we got 2 or 3 weeks up and stuff. So it's just good to be back, man.
Right to like a demon, I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
In preparation for album number 3, we've got 7 songs in already, and
7 already.
yeah,
Amazing.
it is going to be scraps and fights about which
one's stay on there,
songs
yeah,
are going,
yeah.
you know, but it's looking really good.
I am going to address the elephant in the room, in the fact that obviously there's a member not here anymore.
Yeah.
Are you sticking as is, or are you still planning
As
on...
is.
You staying as is?
As is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've obviously chatted it through and all the rest of it, but
Come and see us and make your own mind up. That's what I'd say.
that's the thing. Is everybody?
Yeah.
Everybody was.
Look, I'm saying this is he plays with 2 amps now.
We replaced the man who's no longer with us with another amplifier. Right? but jokes aside, though, what I would say is right. We obviously we made the decision as a band to see what happened as a full piece, right?
Yeah.
And you know, since we've done it, right. The one thing that has stood out is obviously we've played to quite a lot of people that have seen us as a 5-piece
Yeah.
and a 4-piece, and literally everybody has said sounds better.
Yeah,
So-
there hasn't been
I'm-
one comment.
No, there's not been one. Okay, it's different.
Yeah.
There's been none of that. It's all been positive.
There's your answer then, isn't it?
Great, yeah, exactly, yeah. So, yeah, we have spoken about it, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? We have spoken before, because to be quite honest, we thought, I think there's going to be as heavy as they were before, because Adam isn't the same player as what Pete was, you know what I mean? Like,
For the better.
obviously better. But I mean, yeah, you know.
Well, that's what we did. That's what we did with Ultimist. It was like,
Yeah.
can you do what you do, but
Yeah.
with 2 people?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
my
yeah.
guitarist was playing through a bass amp and a guitar amp, and would just have a pedal between them. And people were literally coming up, being like, "Is there another guy in the back somewhere?" Like,
Yeah.
you're like, no.
Yeah.
This is what the
Yeah.
concept
Yeah.
is. We're making that much noise with just the 2 of us.
His amps are like now are just unbelievable. The
Yeah.
sound that comes out of them is
Yeah.
Plus, there's more space now, so
I was just gonna
I'm
say-
more audible.
So some power, right, comes from space, right? It sounds ridiculous, but like there's space between the power because it does create more power, doesn't it? Right?
Yeah,
It's like we're definitely tighter now.
Yeah.
I think
Truly.
that's it. Like, you get that muckiness.
Yeah.
That if everyone is not bang on that time, you know, like when you've got 9 of you or 5 of you, you know, we would do it, and if I stopped, you could hear him. If he stopped, you could hear me.
Yeah.
So it's exactly the same. If the guitar and bass are not perfectly aligned, sometimes it can get a bit murky in between those. So
Yeah.
you will become cleaner, thus being able to be heard more. Like,
But the thing is, like in King Kraken Mark 1, right? Stuff lined up about as often as like all 8 planets line up. So
yeah,
there
yeah,
was a lot of time where it wasn't quite in line, like
Yeah.
it was. Yeah. So, and I think maybe some people thought that added,
that was the sound.
but
Yeah.
But it definitely wasn't.
It definitely wasn't.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, the good thing is like that sound is still there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You know, it's just. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
come and see us.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's absolutely awesome, honestly. And the feeling within the band, like, is so like.
Harmonious.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
you know, it's not a bad word being said. There's nothing
Nothing.
at all. You know what I mean? Like we're all getting on really well. We all feel really good in the band, which we haven't done for a long time.
That's good to
I
hear.
don't want to slag anybody off,
No.
but
No.
you know, at the same time, it's
At the end of the day, that was last year. It happened, and you know, we wish him well wherever he is,
Yeah.
and we're moving forward.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can't look back, and
That's right.
you've got to look forward. Got quite a lot coming up this year, haven't we, so
Yeah,
far?
yeah.
So we've got Hammerdown Festival,
Yeah, Steelhouse.
Steelhouse as well, yes.
Ipswich Castle.
Yeah. It's...
2 new
Stuff
singles.
to-
Two
come
new
after
singles
this
to
as well,
come after this, yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Lots of stuff
you
to look
blind up a
forward
little
to.
bit then for the year then.
Oh yeah.
It's going really well. It's like I said, to go back to your previous question, is like, you know, the business is bigger than, or the band is bigger than any one of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you know,
right.
we were all thinking that way now. You know what I mean? And it's nice to actually get stuff in place that like people can start seeing that about us now.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, But yeah, the next sort of year and a bit is looking really, really good. Really good.
That's
So,
the highest, isn't it?
yeah.
Between playing and writing, it's going to be
Yeah.
very.
You're going to aim for album 3 within like probably early part of 27.
Amazing.
Cross fingers.
And then sort of mid to late, sort of 27.
It's an album for covers.
With a tribute slam.
We're covering a band called King Kraken.
We're going to play songs we like badly. We get paid more for it.
And the other rule is the person you're tributing has to be alive.
Yeah, there you go. You're ticking all the boxes now. Yeah, that's fine.
Are you going to be going back to the same production?
Yeah.
Back to Ramesh.
We're
Amazing.
not moving away, man.
Yeah.
Old faithful.
Yeah. Quite literally everything we've done has been with Ramesh.
Yeah. But he nails it, doesn't he?
We've
Nails
been,
it.
Yeah.
We've been,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've been.
Apart from the first demo.
Yeah. It was before we even played, wasn't it? But yeah, I mean, like literally everything we've done. And like Ramesh has been really good with us, hasn't he? You know what I mean?
Been excellent.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's the person to go to within
Oh,
within here, isn't
Several
he?
Salem are with him right now.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
See, they've been a bit up and down at the moment. Obviously, they've lost a couple of members now.
Yeah.
They need to
But-
start putting air tags on their members.
They do. They're a good bunch of lads. But I think, obviously, the same as you know, things change, people change, and
People-
you
Yeah,
evolve.
yeah.
People's sort of motivations and sort of decisions change year on year.
Well, like you were saying about COVID and stuff, it kind of it sorted them out, didn't it? It was
Yeah.
like you
Yeah,
were
yeah.
in it,
Separate.
and you know, like, and I get it. You know, I'm almost 40, and it's just like, do you
Oh, God, I'd love
do
to
you
be 40 again.
do you do this? Do you go like, am I still doing this
Yeah.
at like the level that I was doing it at?
100%, yeah,
And it's like, you know, how far do you take it? Where you're just going, I'm having a good time. You know, if you
Yeah,
make
yeah.
any money along the way, fantastic. But you're
I
in
think-
it, you know.
I think it's really important, like, to go back to the question about kids earlier on, like, how do we get them involved in music and all the rest of it. It's so important to like, give people like goals, like what were you doing now? Like, you know, you've got a vision in 2018, 2026, and that vision is still there. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You know, if you could say to young kids, like, you know, keep yourself busy, do
Yeah.
stuff, chase your goals, like,
Yeah,
don't give in. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Start in the schools. Stop
Yeah.
teaching kids how to play the fucking recorder.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm gonna put this out.
Eyes.
I'm going to put this out there for all of you to go and have a listen to. There's a band round by me, and it actually warmed my heart more than anything I've seen in a long time. It was in a local pub, and it was a band, and they were 14 and 15-year-old playing, and don't get me wrong, it's covers, but they were playing Rage Against the Machine.
Excellent.
At 14, but they were also writing their own music in the style of Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
See,
And now you could close your eyes and you could almost hear it as new music from Rage.
Yeah, yeah.
It was ridiculous. But they're a band called Ika.
That I don't mind.
No, that's different.
Yes.
That's at the start.
Yeah, we all start. Yeah, like God.
But in this room
You have to start with.
was a
covers,
load
otherwise
of
there's nothing
thoughts.
there. Yeah.
In this room was a load of 14 and 15-year-olds jumping around, moshing and stuff like that, and it was at the back of a pub.
Yeah.
And I've been following these lads for a little while, and the guitarist, he plays like Tom Morello, he is spot on. So to hear this kind of talent from the youth it really made me feel happy. It took me back to a time when I was younger, when I was going to gigs, when I was playing music, and I just thought, you know what, you guys have got it right. And I remember the name Ika because I genuinely think Ika, Eaker, and I genuinely think they will go on because they've got the stage presence, they've got it, and they have. So yeah,
That's
keep a
really
listen out for
craft,
them.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Totally. God, yeah.
You know? But I just think, like, you know, I wish you could. There's more of a clearer way to get with the young people in that respect. You know
Oh God, yeah.
Because I mean, like, we were talking about the mental health charity yesterday, and they said, "Well, what do you get from it?" I'm like, "Well, it keeps me well.
Yeah.
It literally. Keeps
I was talking
me
to the
well.
boys just now. I was just like, you know, you go out and do it, and I was like, you'd work all week. You know, you've got family, and then it's like, when do you have your time?
You got time for yourself.
You know, like, and you go on the drum kit, you sing, you play whatever, you go to band practice. That's your, like,
release.
Yeah.
innit?
You're releasing that you're you.
Yeah.
You know, and I've met so many people who I'd worked with, and then would come to a show and they'd be like, "I get you now. I understand you a bit more because I've seen you at you.
Well, that's
You're on stage,
it's
or what? You know, the
absolutely,
real
yeah.
you. You know."
Yeah, yeah.
Like my older son is turning 10 now on Monday, like, and I just wish that there was a far more clearer way of actually telling him the way of going forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, without him thinking that is just.
But everything's different now. Yeah, everything's different now as well. Like everybody, you know, like my nephew, he for ages just wanted to be a professional footballer, and I'm like, cool. Like, are you playing football? Are you in the leagues? Are you training every day? And they're like, no. And I'm like, then you're not going to be there. Like you know, like started drumming at 10. It got to a point where my mum was like, your drum kit's getting in the way. You either have a bed or a drum kit. That bed was out the door. I slept on a mattress that was just like curved up into the corner, like a cat. You know, like. But they were like, this is different. This isn't like, you know, and every I kept shitting on the carpet as well.
Just seems scratching in the door.
Yeah. But you know, like they were like, we realised then it wasn't just like a, you know, no parents wants like, hey mum, I'm 10, I want to play the drums, and they're like, oh, for fuck's sake, because you know it's gonna be bad for the first 2 days, you know. But every single day I came home, I played, you know, I just played around for 2 hours, and then everything I've done in my life is because I've been able to do that. You know,
but
and
it teaches you that dedication. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Do you know
Oh,
what I mean?
100%,
And
yeah.
that passion and stuff like that. And you know, you play your first gig and it's like, oh my god, look at this feeling. I want this all the time.
Totally,
You know what
and then
I
you
mean?
chase that. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, you know.
Do you know though, I just actually thought something like, which is that like, my daughter's 3, right? And I think until Maeve was born, music has always been what I want to do, right? But the reason I've always wanted to do it is because I can't do anything like I can play the guitar.
Yes,
So
so you've put all that in.
Yeah, it's not even that I've put it all in though, I have put a lot of time into it, but it's just like, if I'm not meant to be doing that, what's the point, right? But going back to Richard's point, right, I think the way that I feel about it now is, at the moment, she just, you know, she sees me playing guitar or whatever, right? But when Maeve's older, my lesson to her can't be like, oh, you know, you can spend your life doing something and like it's the best thing you can do and you really can do it, but you got a job doing something else. That's not good enough. Like, you know, that's not. Well, what's that teaching her? That's teaching her that she can work as hard as she wants and still not get what she wants.
Yeah.
So I don't want to teach her that.
No, totally.
So you know, if there's a reason to do something, then that's.
Yeah, you do it because you love it.
No matter what it is, whether it's cooking, whether it's playing music, whether it's,
look,
you know,
like, so my side of stuff
whatever.
was, I've literally been playing in bands since I was 15. 2 years ago was just like, oh, we can't play anymore, let's do something else. This is now my job. So now I'm now, and it took me 2 years or a year to kind of be able to do that, just because of all the things like we were talking about earlier, all the things I've learned through music, through touring, you know, that spearheaded kind of, you know, idea of something that you wanted. It was never it would never be like, if anyone said like, what do you want to be, I wasn't be like, oh yeah, I want to be a famous musician. It was like, I want to be free to do what I want. You know, and I'm not trying to sing. I'm not trying to. album coming out now. So I'm free.
Album 3 was album 3.
But you know what I meant? Like, it was the freedom to do whatever the hell you want, and now I have that. You know, with the backing of all the things I learned through touring life and through music life. You know.
Do you think, like, you know, when you had a child, did you realise that you're never going to be free?
You say that though, but I can say I'm free because I've literally got I got my family here. Everything comes and goes as I want it to, you know. And we could do things like this just in the like. I could never have done this.
No.
In the middle of, you'd be like, oh, let me just take a few days off. Let me try and get this in. Like, I have full control of everything that I need. You know.
Well, that's a goal for us, isn't it? That's a goal for us.
Yeah.
You know, and it's getting there slowly. It just takes a bit of time, doesn't it? That's all.
Yeah.
Building it up and from the ground up.
Anything
you know.
worthwhile does take time.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think you appreciate more then when you get to that point, as opposed to just taking it for granted. You see these people who come up and they put something out and they just instantly shoot to whatever.
Yeah.
And they take everything's taken for granted. There's no appreciation for the graft, and at the end of the day, you guys, I've been chatting to you now for what, 2 years now, and I've seen the graft that you guys have put in, not continuously because I'm not always there. You guys live quite away from me, but obviously you follow the progress. When we saw you at Bloodstock and stuff like that, and progressing from there and stuff, and I just think so long as the passion's there, so long as the respect's there within the band, and so long as you've still got the drive and the ambition to make new music, you've got to keep doing what you enjoy and what you love.
Yeah,
100%.
You really have.
Especially in this kind of thing, there isn't an end goal.
No.
There's no where does it stop?
There doesn't need to be.
You know exactly.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it.
No, mine was 50,000 people.
Yeah.
As soon as I played in front of 50,000 people,
You just
go.
Play in front, not like. He's like, I'm coming out, we're at 25,000 in a row, and I'm like, alright, serial killer over here.
If I played in front of 50,000 people, I know exactly. I know how I'd feel now. I'd be like, I'd walk away from that, and that's how people get addicted to Class A drugs, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Chasing the dragons.
Yeah.
You've got 50,000 people clapping, right?
Yeah.
There's a piece of footage somebody filmed from when we played Stone Dead Festival, right? And it's like somebody's like filming me playing this guitar solo still on top of an ego, right? And it gets to the end, and I just hold this note, lift my arm up, right? And there's like this applause, right? But every time I watch it, I can relive it vicariously.
Yeah.
I'm just like
Rock hard.
When it pans back, I'm behind him like a...
Yeah. Come on, guys. Packing up the drums.
So, is there any other bits that people don't know about that you want to divulge, maybe?
No, apart from the single,
No?
you've got another 2 coming after that through a space throughout the year.
There's a few gigs we can't go work and things like that, but
Fair enough.
We have got a tour with Fury this month.
Actually,
Amazing.
April will go through the May.
I mean, to be fair, you said that 20 minutes ago, but it's not.
It's going to be good.
I was too busy eating pretzel.
If there's things people want to know, if you come and see me after a gig and I'm in a good mood, I'll tell you lots.
So long as they clap. So long as they applaud. And they get a free plectrum. Oh, God.
I can't remember this gig last year. This girl came up to me after the gig and she was like, "Tell me something interesting about the band that I wouldn't know then." And I was like, "Wow." And Mark walked past. I was like, "What do you want to know about?"
Oh, dear. Thank you so much for coming along today, guys. Thank you to Matty as well.
Cheers, man.
Thank you.
Co-presenting with me today on this Meet With Me. Look forward to everything you guys have got coming out, and can't
Thank you
wait
so
for
much.
the new single.
Yeah.
And we're going to go and eat some food in a bit.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Happy days.
Bendy's Beast Feast Meat.